Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to discuss having conversations with your clients about a topic almost guaranteed to come up during the web design process: search engine optimization. Now, we're not going to be covering the intricacies involved in actually implementing a good SEO program, as we'll be covering that in other episodes. Instead, we're going to be talking about having a conversation with your clients about SEO so that they have a better understanding of how it actually works. Now today, we're going to be talking about the two types of customers that want SEO services included in their web design. We're going to talk about dispelling common myths your clients might have heard about SEO, and setting good expectations with your clients about how SEO will impact their site rankings. Typically, your clients are going to fall into one of two categories in regards to their knowledge of SEO. The first are those that have fallen prey to a lot of the myths and misconceptions about how SEO works. They're often going to want to try a lot of time-wasting and sometimes anti-productive techniques that aren't likely to help their rankings. The second category are those that know very little at all about SEO, but want to know how you can quote-unquote make them show up at the top when someone searches. Now, this group of clients aren't usually geared up to implement a lot of bad practices, which is good, but they do tend to underestimate the complexity of SEO and how long it takes to really have an impact on their site. Very rarely will you have clients who both understand what is involved in a good SEO program and have reasonable expectations of how it will benefit them. That being said, today we're going to talk about discussing SEO with the former two groups of clients. The first group of clients we're going to talk about are those who have misconceptions about how SEO works. This is often the more difficult of the two groups to explain things to. These clients have some basic understanding of how search engines work, and as a result of that, sometimes have absorbed a lot of bad info on the topic. Now, some of the most common things you hear from this group include keyword stuffing. Now, this is when someone believes that they need to include a bunch of single keywords in their meta keyword section, or more likely stuffed at the bottom of their site in obscure text. Now, they may suggest that the keywords be hidden, which is a big no-no, or believe that they need to stuff them in their page titles and content area everywhere in order to rank well. The second thing we see a lot of is location stuffing. Now, we see this especially with local businesses. Now, sometimes a client may serve a specific geographic area, such as Indianapolis. They may believe they need to list out all of the surrounding cities and suburbs to rank well for them, and they may want to stuff all of their page titles and content area with these city names. Now, while there is some merit to both of the above concerns, the reality is that if SEO were that simple, everyone would rank number one. SEO involves about 50% of the things that you do on your site, like a good use of long-tail keywords, good site structure, and about 50% of the things that you're doing on other websites, like implementing an effective social media program or working to build backlinks to your site. Search engines like Google are looking for natural writing style, and believe it or not, are often prone to penalizing sites who stuff too many keywords into their content. With good SEO programs in place, Google will likely know where you are geographically, and they're going to serve your content up to local searchers if you're following the best practices for writing that content. Some of the consistent things that Google looks for is natural writing style, lots of thematic content, and the relevancy of your site to specific searches. The harder you're working at SEOing your content, the more likely search engines are going to pick up on the fact that you're providing a less than quality experience to their customers, which are the searchers. Now, there are no magic SEO beans. There can't be. If there were, then the model would be broken and search engines would be filled with crappy sites ranking for every semi-profitable keyword. It's about quality content, and if your client suggests some of the aforementioned tactics, just ask them how they feel that impacts the quality of their content. Does someone want to have every page they're reading stuffed with keywords that take away from the actual content itself, or do they want to be able to read naturally written content about the products or services that your client offers? The second group of clients we're going to talk about are those that don't understand SEO at all. Now, this type of client knows that it's important to rank well for their primary keywords, but they often don't understand some of the more important concepts about how searching works and how search engines deliver their results. First thing that's important for them to understand is what people are actually searching for. For example, no one goes to Google and types in dentist. What people are actually searching for are things like pediatric dentist, emergency dentist, and cosmetic dentist. Now, oftentimes, these are only the first search phrases people try. People are likely to search 2 to 3 different phrases before being happy with the results and might end up looking for very specific things like pediatric dentist in North Birmingham. Targeting the right search phrases is important when trying to optimize your site for the search engines, and so it's important for your clients to really take a hard look at what exactly their customers are likely to be searching for so that they can optimize their site for those keyword phrases. The second thing that this type of customer tends to not understand is the competitive nature of search engine rankings. Now, for instance, you might be one of only 2 dentists in your whole town, so logically, ranking well should be a piece of cake. However, you're still dealing with millions of other sites about dentistry, aggregator sites that contain directories of local dentists, and informational sites like Wikipedia. Being in a larger market makes things much more difficult. If you are one of 30 dentists in a city, a basic do-it-yourself SEO program is not likely to ever be enough. In instances like this, it's definitely important to be upfront with your client about their need to seek specialized SEO services, preferably from a local company that understands the market and the region that they're serving. The last thing that this type of customer will tend to struggle with is how long it will take for them to see improvements in their rankings. This part is especially true of brand new sites. Now, for an existing website that's just undergoing a redesign, it'll be easier for your improvements to be detected and graded by Google. In fact, you might see immediate improvements in your rankings within 1 to 4 weeks. For brand new sites, however, it can take some time to rank well for competitive search phrases due to a number of filters in Google's algorithm that targets newly registered and launched websites. These filters, while meant to prevent web spam, can often leave your clients in a position where they may not rank competitively for anywhere between 6 months to a year. In the end, it's important to relay to them that improving rankings takes time and that patience really is going to be their best bet when waiting for search engines to index their content and rank it against the other results that display for their keyword phrases. Now, there are a lot of things you can do to help your site's rankings, but none of them are tricks or shortcuts. When you're talking with your clients about SEO, be sure to explain that to them and explain that the most important things for them to be focusing on with you are creating a beautiful, easy to navigate site and writing compelling, thematic content for their website. That, coupled with your client's patience, and the search engines will reward you for adding a quality website to their index. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this episode of Oturia TV. If you have questions about discussing SEO with your clients, be sure to leave us a comment below.